Is your water killing your fish? Maybe even harming them a little bit. Different fish do require different parameters, and there are a lot of different things you can take into account for that. Depending on where you live and what type of fish you're trying to breed or raise, they might like different GHs, KHs, and your hardness of your water can be very important, especially once you get into the saltwater side of things. So, what's something you can do about that? There are solutions out there, and I'm going to show you one of the easiest things there is. Now, I know there are quite a bit of y'all out there saying, Jeff, I test my water. I got all my test strips. Everything's reading great on there. How can my water be hurting or killing my fish? Well, say you're messing with Caridina shrimp, for instance. You gotta be real careful with your GH and KH on there. So your hardness of your water can play a big part of what they like, what they're from. Same thing with some of your discus, or even say you're trying to breed guppies, where guppies like extremely hard water, your Caridinas might not. So what do I do to regulate my water? It's real simple. So what do I have? Is an RO system. Now, RO systems, what they do, they take and purify your water. Like I said, this right here is a 4-stage system that I use. Now, that's going to remove your chlorines, your chloramines, and it's going to take all the impurities out of your water. And then I can sit there and mineralize it how I want. So how does this work? So on stage 1, what we have here is a sediment filter. That's going to pick up all your filters and sands and just your bigger particles. And it goes on, we got a carbon block. So carbon, like I said, each one of these is going to help pull more and more finer products out. Next we go to a membrane and then a resin. So with as your water is flowing through this, is pulling out more and more impurities out of the water, making it where you can set up your GH and KH however you're wanting by adding whatever product you like to use. Now, is this the end-all be-all system? No. This right here, it is a 75 gallon per day system. Now, do I use this on every single aquarium? No, I do not. There's just certain ones I use, and you'll be seeing more and more of this in the upcoming videos on what I'm actually using this for. Because not all my aquariums, like I said, we do have extremely hard water here in East Texas. And so like my guppies, no issue. Oscars, no issue. Even some of my plecos and most of my cichlids, no issues. Now, some of the projects I do have working on, yes. My water is way too hard for them fish. But this right here allows me to adjust how I need that water so my fish can thrive. Because that's the last thing you want is your water harming your fish. Now, you can do some research on there. Yeah, these fish will work in just about any water. But are they thriving? Are they happy? Are they healthy? That's something to take account of. And if they're not, change your water. Now, normally I'm not one to sit there and chase pH, anything like that, because I want simple as possible. But on certain fish that I want it in my fish room, I have to do this. There's no way around it. So what am I working on? Since this is just a 75 gallon per day system, I do have these holding tanks right here. Now, it's hard to tell how big these are. They're big. That container right there is almost 6 foot tall. Now, do I need that much RO water? No, I do not. But once I get my ball valve installed, I can sit here and let this fill up as needed, pump it out into whichever aquariums I'm needing that for, and that way I always have RO water on hand. And it's already gone through its filters. I'm not sitting there having to say I'm doing a water change on a 100 gallon aquarium. Generally, I like to do 75% water changes. Well, if that's the case, I'm waiting 24 hours to get 75 gallons because that is a 75 gallons per day system. So it's always nice to have water available. Now, it's a little bit more work, and you don't want to use that on all fish. I mean, you can, but I don't have a lot of fish I'm needing the RO water on. It's just something I'm doing because I have some big plans for this breeding rack over here and this aquarium over here I'm working on. Now, this for sure I have to have RO water in there to put it in there. Some of them 20 talls are going to need RO. Not all of them, but some of them will. It's just something to think about, something to help improve your fish quality, because why do you want to harm your fish? Not all fish work in the same water. They do come from all over the world. I mean, I got fish in here from Africa. I got fish in here from China. I got fish from here, South America, North America. Different fish are used to different waters. And if you want them to breed properly, act right, you got to think of their parameters. Am I saying, Jeff, these fish ain't going to work right no matter what you do on there? That is possible. There are certain fish, they do not breed in the hobby. They don't do well in the hobby. But if I can help them out, give them a better life, I'm going to do what I can do. Now, what I did forget to mention, this does have replaceable cartridges in there, so you are able to remove them and replace them as needed. It does have all sorts of fittings as well to hook it up to your sink or however you want to hook this up. Like I said, right here is just your basic faucet, and it makes it real simple and easy to do it. Now, I'm going to end up hard lining this just because I'd rather have it hard lined in my fish room, knowing what I'm going to be doing with this. I have no reason to move this once it's up and going. And I'm not in a house where space is limited. I got 2,400 square foot in here, so whatever I need to do, I got plenty of room. So just something to take into account. Like I said, this is a fairly small system. I mean, it's not going to take up much room. Like I said, I am going to hard plumb this just to make my life easier, and I'm not going to be moving this anywhere. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. And hit that like button. While you're at it, share this video around to your friends. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of RO systems. Are you using them in your fish room? Do you have any experience with them? More information out there, the better.